You will see a believer who loves God with all his heart, but he gets to a season in his life where almost everything that looks like honor and dignity is stripped away from him. It is not carelessness. He himself does not understand. It was as he began to press into God, friends disappointed him and left him. He's becoming a lamb. Something is happening. He's about to encounter power. He's beholding something about Jesus. I don't know anybody who is a real carrier of genuine power who does not have scars. You must be slain to receive. Receiving spiritual virtues and becoming a person of stature in the spirit. No, it's not a king. You must become a lamb. I hope someone is learning. So you get to a point in your life where you are a great CEO somewhere, and God will instruct you, go and join the ushering team. Then they will send you to the toilet, and whilst you are there, your ego being stung, you don't know that it is a programming in the spirit. While you feel insulted, you are becoming a lamb. Many times you will have the ability to say certain things and God says keep quiet. For a long time you become like a fool. There is a dimension of Jesus that is being birthed in you. He says behold the lamb. I know you use it just for born again. I'm showing you a dimension. You want power, genuine power that lasts. You want exaltation. Next time you pray and say Lord lift me, make sure you understand what you are saying. Lord lift me means I want to see the dimension of Jesus that made for his exaltation, and that dimension is not the king on a throne. Ladies and gentlemen, that dimension is that you must become a lamb. And many times that lamb will bleed as though it had been slain, except that it will not die. Job said, though he slay me. You don't like what I'm teaching? Oh dear. Unfortunately, I am showing you the way of authentic apostolic power. I can tell you stories in my own life, ladies and gentlemen. If it is the God of the Bible you are walking with, you'll get to a point in your life, there is nobody that has exactly the same thing he had in his hand when he started walking with God and got power. Your hands must be empty in the journey for power to rest. God will strip you of everything. You don't hear these messages again, unfortunately. It's the reason why we jump and claim, and I'm not being sarcastic, and we find nothing. We shout in the realm of the spirit and the demons just look and say, what a generation. You want to speak and that your words carry power. You want God to trust you with the destiny of territories. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you this: before prayer and fasting, before a lot of spiritual activities come, the first thing that happens is that you must behold the lamb. That means you must die. Death is the secret of life. Death is the secret of glory. When the Bible says so run in a way that you win, there were people who got to a point where they were stripped of everything glory. They got to a point where their sufficiency became of God. So when God calls you, you come as you are, but he looks at everything that is taking his place in your life, and one by one, I assure you, if it is the God of the Bible, he doesn't do that to hurt you. He does that to exalt you. If it is Isaac, be ready, Isaac is going. If it is your intellect, the day your first class, with all due respect, fails to give you a job, that day, even before the worship starts, you'll be on your knees in church. You are becoming a lamb. Because when you stepped out with confidence, believing that on the strength of this, and there's nothing wrong with that. But ladies and gentlemen, the economy of heaven demands brokenness and death to carry power. Brokenness and death. The generation that beholds the lamb is the generation that receives in experience everything the lamb received. The reason why we cry for power and do not find it is because power was not supposed to be a prayer point. It was supposed to be the end product of a process in the spirit. There is nothing wrong praying, but oh God, give me power, give me power. This version of you cannot carry it. No, you have to be dead enough to host great glory. I wish I had the time to share with you my dealings with God. For many years I did not understand what God was doing in my life. Where are we going with all of these things we are doing? You pray and fast and study. What is the meaning of? Just tell me the name of what we are doing. Listen, I want you to listen. We're going to pray now. I remember the time God instructed me. I was paying 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom flat for people, and yet I was staying in one room. I would go to preach and return back and stay in one room. It was not lack. What is this that you're doing with me, oh God? I wanted to buy a car. God prohibited me. Now, it may not be like that for you. That's why I cannot make a doctrine out of it. But I'm showing you that in any case, no matter how you run away, if it's that race, one day, God, if it is God you submit to, you must become a lamb and you must be slain. There are many men of God who are still full of themselves. That's why they cannot carry power. You must become empty. There are many worshippers who are still full of themselves. That's why they have great voices with no impact. Because how you increase your relevance in the spirit is to decrease self. The more self dies, the louder your impact becomes in the spirit. Listen to me. I have studied the generals and the patriarchs. This is the way they followed. And now thank God for the ministry of fathers. But let me charge co-laborers in the gospel. Please do not hide your scars from the people you are raising. They will find you on the throne, but tell them you were once a lamb. Don't be afraid of saying it. That one day you were a lamb and you were slain. Slain by the wickedness of men. Slain by betrayal, yet you were told to keep quiet. Are we together now? You gave everything and thought the result would come by the next day. After 1 year, the result had not come. You paid a huge price and people told you, you see, this your God thing is affecting you.